Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in use of favor of fair use. Okay, so we have to make sure we put that out there. Good morning to everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's wait for some people to get on. This is just a fair warning. This is just a fair warning. That's all it is, just a fair warning. But what I'm going to do, it's not going to be very favorable for anyone, okay? It's not going to be a very favorable outcome, okay? Because, when you're at the point of no return, let me put some lip gloss on, hold tight. When you're at the point of no return, you know? So this is for anyone that may be working against me. Anyone that may be working against me in any shape, form, or fashion. Okay? So this is a warning, a fair warning to them. Anyone that's working against my finances, my destiny, my plan, you are in for a very, very rude awakening. You are at the point to where you need to have everything in place for your day. For the day that you are annihilated. Literally, okay? Annihilated. And it's not going to be nothing that I'm doing or going to do physically. Because everything I do and going to do is going to be in the spirit. Okay? And with that being said, in that realm, who's ever working against me, that can be family, friends, whoever. They're going to meet their ultimate demise. They're going to meet the very hand that was sent. The very hand that was sent. Okay? And this is just a fair warning. And when I get off of this live, it's going to go down. It's going to go down. It's going to go down. And after hearing this, what I'm going to expose, they may want to move away from any kind of evil doing. Because what I'm going to do, they might not be here the next minute, the next moment, or anything. I don't know. Whenever their demise happen, but anybody working against me, working against anything I got going on, they're in for a rude, rude awakening. And it's all going to be done in the spirit realm. It's all going to be done in the spirit realm. Because I will, hey baby, how you doing, Sheldon? I'm rebuking the power of the enemy. And anybody sent. And see, sometimes people is sent right there close to you. Right there in your household, right there, someone that knows you, knows your information. And they can use that information and prey upon you. So this is the reason for a lot of my shortcomings in life. Okay? Preferably these last 4 or 5 years. Okay? Preferably these last 4 or 5 years. Okay? Hey, JD. Yes. So yes, it's going to be real funny when, however they go out, I don't know. But who's ever preying on me and who's ever my enemy, This is just a fair warning to you. Because after hearing this story, you're going to look like, he said, like the future president. I look like a future president. Well, thank you, baby. Thank you, Zenep. After I get through doing this, what this man is suggesting, my favorite food is Mexican food and soul food. Anyone praying against me, against my path, my destiny, you know, they are going to meet their ultimate demise. Because at some point in your life, when you feel like, you should be a lot further ahead, and you feel like, the enemy is at work. He's at work, And sometimes it can be, someone that's close to you, the saints. Greetings from Turkey. Greetings from Turkey. So I'm gonna let y'all hear, this story about people that sit around, monitor your life. They monitor everything you have going on in your life. You know what I'm saying? And while they're sitting there monitoring, they're also dispelling spells and curses on you. Okay? So when I ran across this here, when this man said that, I was like, oh, that's the same thing I went through. The steady job losses, job failures, everything I did, I was failing at. It's because someone was praying against me. And this person must meet their fate. Because at some point, you have to step on the devil's neck. And see, I have to fight these demons in the spirit. But when you know the devil is at play and is at work, then we have to take another approach. Because right now, I done gave them the opportunity to get up off my neck, get up off my shoulder, So now, what I'm going to do is rebuke them, and anybody working against me is going to die, shall die. God shall blind them, blind everything, blind me from their eyesight, and they will die. They shall die, Lord. Because when you're dealing with a persistent enemy, and I don't give a dang on who it is, it could be someone closest to me. But if they're working against my destiny, my future, and my plans, they must go. So when I heard this, I said, okay, this is what I got to do. This is what I have to do when I feel like the enemy is working against me. I'm going to take this approach here that this same man took when he recognized and realized, hey, something else is going on in my life. Okay? So this is Firebrand's 7 major signs you're being watched by monitoring spirits. And sometimes these monitoring spirits can be someone, your sister, your brother, your mama, your daddy, your cousin, whoever, your friend. It does not matter. No one's exempt from hatred and envy towards you. No one. So when you know better, this is when you do your research and figure out, okay, so what do I need to do to counteract this? Let me counteract this. Let me counteract this demon, this demonic person that's so envious and jealous that don't want to see me succeed and elevate in life. They must meet their demise. Okay? It is what it is.
Of power to beat them down, but the Lord did not give me authority to destroy them. I realized that I could not land a punch on them, but they could put a hat on me. Wow. So I thought, what's going on here, Lord? The Lord said to me, everyone has to defeat their own giants. You have the power, yes, but you don't have authority because it's not your battle.
Not your battle.
On this video, we're going to discuss 7 major signs that you are being monitored by spirits. I have a special guest today. His name is Prophet Ulrich Tofak. And so we're going to discuss some amazing things. You do not want to miss it. Stay to the end because number 7 is going to blow your mind. We're going to start off right now in a scripture that's really going to help you get an understanding of how these things function, how they're operating, and especially around this time when
Halloween,
it's
y'all.
October,
This
it's
when the
Halloween.
witches is out.
There's a lot more spiritual activity, a lot more of the occult, witchcraft. You see the signs of the spiritual realm very active in this month. And so we want to make sure that you have an understanding of what to look for in your dreams, in visions, in the signs around you, because let me tell you something, God will speak to you in many different ways. But it's up to you to discern how his voice is trying to reach you. He can speak to you through dreams. He can speak to you through visions, men, women of God, situations, circumstances. He can speak to you through a license plate going down the road. There's so many things that can happen where God is trying to warn you or get his message across to you that something's taking place, all right? So the first thing that I want to talk about when we're exposing this is literally, Satan, all right? We want to talk about how he is the accuser of the brethren, all right? And so in Job 1, 6 through 7, it says, now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came among them. And the Lord said to Satan, from where do you come? All right? So Satan answered the Lord and said, from coming to and fro on the earth and walking back and forth on it. When we look at the scripture, we see that it suggests that Satan has the ability to monitor people and report back, just like a monitoring spirit, right? And so why would he be going back and forth to and fro throughout the whole earth? Why? Because he's looking for people who he can influence, who he can use as agents of his agenda. Just like God says, it says, the eyes of the Lord look to and fro throughout the whole earth, looking for those whose heart is perfect toward him, that he may show himself strong on their behalf. Meaning God is looking for a people, but Satan is looking for a people. Absolutely. And so you need to recognize the signs that we're going to share with you today that's really going to help you say, Holy Spirit, oh my goodness, I see this taking place. Now I'm going to deal with it in the spirit. And even as
this may be taking place in one of y'all lives. Okay, so just pay attention, because God gives us signs and wonders, just like he was throwing snakes out in front of me all the time, dead snakes. Let me know the enemy is lurking. The enemy is near. The enemy is near. Okay? This stuff is deep.
Talking to you right now, I feel the presence and power of God on this broadcast. And we want to pray right now in the name of Jesus that everything that's attacking you, that's monitoring you through this broadcast, it shall be exposed. You will have dreams.
Expose them. Expose them, Lord.
Of God showing you exactly what's taking place in your life. I'm going to hand it over to my friend, and he's going to share some things with you too.
Ask God to expose them.
Now, the first thing you want to understand is that for monitoring spirits to come into your space, the devil has to use someone who is close to you. A lot of times people don't realize that it can be your dad, your mom, your uncles, your sisters, your classmates, right? So the devil will often use someone close to you because he needs that proximity. He's not like God. God is omnipresent, but Satan needs people who are close to you in order to afflict you with something, right? So I remember once upon a time, 2016, for about a week straight, I kept having a dream every single night about a former classmate in high school. Hadn't seen her in 10 years, right? And in this dream, I'm seeing her getting chased down by witches every single night for a week. So after 8 days I got sick of the dream, and I finally sent her a text message I said, hey, listen, how are you doing? And she said, why did you text me? Now, mind you, it's been 10 years I haven't heard from her, and I'm not even sure she's a believer or not. I said to her, you want the truth? Or should I be nice with you? She goes, I want the truth. I said, okay, it's been 7 days. I've had the same dream every night. You're being chased on by demons. Are you okay? And she said, oh my goodness. She calls me right away and says, that is what I'm dealing with right now. It's been 8 years. I've been married, no children. And every time I conceive a child, the day of the conception, I get a dream in which a man, a faceless man, will abuse me, and I will lose the child the very next morning. And as I'm praying with her on the phone, I get a picture of a man that looks like her dad. Now that's scary, right? Yeah. And I'm saying, hey, you know what? I believe that this is your dad. Your dad is a warlock, and he's keeping tabs on you. And when I said that he's keeping tabs on you, she goes, it's crazy because every month when I have my monthly, he calls me on the dot to confirm that it's happening. And I said, that is witchcraft. How will he know that this is happening unless he is monitoring you guys?
Wow.
So on the phone, we prayed about 3 hours on the phone, just praying deliverance. And she gets set free from that monitoring spirit. And the year after, she gave birth to a baby.
Wow, look at that. See, that's so powerful, guys. You have to understand that these things are taking place, even family members, like you were just saying, like, can literally be on assignment of the enemy to try to destroy you, but you need to recognize that something has taken place.
You have to recognize
so God spoke to this man that this was going on, but she was also having confirmations of what being attacked at night by demons or being chased, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and so there are signs to this things happening, and so you really need to detect and discern, pray, and see what the Lord is saying. So I want to give you another example as we're talking about this. Many years ago, when I was a young boy, we had a cat that walked into our yard, just out of the blue, just walked into our yard.
Fair
it's
use
not
of
like there
effect.
was, houses around that had cats. He just walked into our yard. We kept it. One of my favorite cartoons was Garfield, right? So I named it Garfield. Loved the cat. It was cool. It was my pet. Years later,
Watch these cartoons that y'all letting y'all kids watch, especially Spider-Man, the Garfield, all this is expelling demons into the kids, okay? So not every kid that's walking around is sweet and kind, and he's going to expose that too. Demons get into these kids young age, okay? And yes, fair use is in effect, and this is just a reaction to monitoring spirits. This is just a reaction to monitoring spirits. Sometimes they could be right there in your family. And look at her. It was her own dad. Her own father was a warlock, okay?
Years later, as God brought me into ministry and I began to have supernatural experiences, seeing things in the spirit realm, demonic visitations, you name it. As I was praying some prayers one night, God took me in the spirit and he took me into a coven of cats. And in the midst of that coven of cats, it was all cats except for one male that was standing in the middle.
Watch them
and
cats.
I said, Garfield? I immediately called that man the name of my cat. Wow. And he looked at me and says, oh no. It's like I found out that he was occupying my cat watching me.
He was occupying the cat.
And so I was so blown away that when I told the man of God we were under, he's like, what? And I said, yeah, I'm going to curse that thing. I said, this is crazy. I don't care how long it was been a pet. That thing is going to die, And I was zealous.
That thing's going to die.
I cursed the assignment. Okay, so don't get all crazy like, oh, he cursed the cat to die. No, let me say, I cursed the assignment, okay? Because the Bible says that even a good person cares about the life of a pet, okay? But the wicked does not, all right? And so I cursed the assignment. Well, it just so happened the cat died too. I can't help that, all right? But it proved to me that there's some wild stuff that can take place in the spirit realm that most Christians will think you're crazy about, but I promise you it is true. You see, the occult know that the level of connection and sensitivity in the spirit realm is associated with cats, especially black cats. They are separated as a different tuning fork to access things of the demonic, okay? It's not coincidental that they're always used in Halloween. They always look psychotic.
There was
a human study, I think, done just a few weeks ago talking about that the mentality of a cat is a psychopath. Like the way they determine the temperament of a black cat is literally psychopathic.
Wow.
And so the black cat has a different level of access, and you can see that even looking at them, they don't look as nice. They look more wicked, more cunning, more sinister. And so throughout history, they're associated with sorcery, black magic. They're associated with monitoring people. Like if there's a black cat in someone's home, this is some deep stuff, but witches have the ability to use them as a door, right? So you have to pray over your animals because they can't pray for themselves. And so you can have witches and warlocks that are traveling into your home, watching you through an animal because they're astral projection to see you. And you think, oh, Garfield over there in the corner is just watching. But no, there's a person looking through their eyes, gathering intel, just as we said in the scripture. Satan goes to and fro, walking back and forth, gathering intel. Why? Because the enemy doesn't operate on revelation, he operates on information.
That's right.
And so he has to be someone that is super high level in information in order to plan their attacks.
That's right. And it is so important. And that's why I said,
Ooh, that's deep. So that cat, if you have a black cat, make sure you pray over that cat, because that cat can be used as a portal and a gateway for the enemy to monitor you and to redirect your destiny and path, because this is what they want to do. You know, they look for people whose destiny and path is great, and what they do is steal it, and they live the life of luxury. Okay, they get all your blessings. Okay, all right, and your destiny helpers is blinded from you and cannot find you. Okay, so yeah, you know, pray over your black cats. And yes, black cats do have a different look to them. They do look scary. They do look wicked and demonic. It's the truth. You know, it's the truth. It is what it is. So let's continue.
earlier that monitoring spirits will often operate through someone who's close to
Exactly. That's
Close
right.
to you.
That's true.
because Satan cannot be in multiple places at
Yep.
once. He has to have a minion
Yep.
that stays near you so he can infiltrate into your personal
That's
life.
right.
And they can drop objects in your home. So watch
that's
for,
true.
Yeah, so
That's
watch for
good.
people who come to your home and just drop objects,
Wow.
seemingly innocent objects,
Yep.
right? When you go to India or China, don't just buy any kind of statues, leave in your home,
That's
because
right.
these are monitoring objects
Yep.
that
Monitoring
have
objects.
demons filling these objects, and now they're staying in your home like cameras.
Yeah.
You're being watched
right.
by demons, you don't even know it.
Open
right?
portals.
Yeah, open portals all the time.
Open
And so I have a
portals.
verse for you. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 20. It says that even in your thoughts, do not curse the king, nor in your bedroom curse the rich. For a bird of the air will carry your voice, and some winged creature tell the matter. So why do I share this? Because the same way demonic people, witches, people in your family or friends or strangers, right?
Yeah.
Can monitor your life. You can also cancel or attack these people by the power of the spoken word.
Yeah.
Right? So I remember back in, I think 2017 or so, I kept getting just bad cycles after cycles, right? I would lose a job, I could not keep a job, things
That
were
was
not
me.
working for
That
me.
was
and
me.
It seemed to happen around the same time
That was me.
every year. So I finally got sick of it, and I took a 30-day fast and prayer. And
That's what
during
I
the
gotta do.
fast and prayer, every single day, I would pray and cry to God and say, Lord, I rebuke any person. Doesn't matter if it's my dad, my
Yeah.
mom. You always got to start with people who are close to you. And I'm not saying that your parents are demonic, no,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that your parents may not know what they're dabbing into,
Right,
Because
right.
most parents are good-hearted, right? They don't want to hurt their kids, but they may be doing some stuff that may cause to harm you in the future, right? So I just said, Lord, any person, whether my dad, my mom, my sisters, it doesn't matter who it is, who is taking my name to some witchcraft, to some witches, warlocks, soothsayers, let them be cursed and let them die, because I am tired of this. Expose them. And I
Expose.
promise you, after 30 days of prayer, I get a phone call from my dad. He calls me and he says, son, I was at the market yesterday and I saw one of my former students. He could not get a job for about 20 plus years, but he told me he went to see this woman downtown who was able to read his palm. And the next day after reading his palm, he got a good paying job. So I went to see her to see if she could consult the spirits regarding you, because at the time, my dad did not like that I was a preacher, right? So I grew up in a good family, have to go to school, get a degree, you know the story, right? But so he wasn't happy that I became a preacher and left cybersecurity down, right? So he went to consult her to see if there was some fortune, some good omens for me in the future. And he went to her,
Yeah.
and so she began to read his palm.
See, that's how they do. They go to these things and see, okay, read her, read him. See what their future is. Do you see what their future is? Because God has a destiny and plan for everybody. And if they see that your future is bright, yeah, sometimes they intercept it, okay? They put curses and spells and limitations and blockages on you. And sometimes this is why sometimes our plans fail. You know what I'm saying? Because we got people working against us. But with prayer and supplication, and sending that curse and spell back to them, they might just drop dead, okay? because we have to recognize and ask God to expose our enemies. Expose them, Lord. Expose them. So I'm gonna have to go into prayer and supplication, and I'm gonna have to stay firm, and I'm gonna have to, they're gonna have to expose themselves. Okay.
And she said, "Well, I can see your son is a dutiful son. He's very serious." And after a few seconds, she got struck with fear. And she said, "Sir, you have to go. I have to stop right now. You got to go." And he said, "But what's wrong?" He goes, "Your son is adamant in the spirit. I hear him crying out to God and saying that anybody who dares reading his mail or, divinating about his life will drop dead. And I see a lot of fire. I'm scared. You have to go now." So she dropped everything and ran away.
Wow.
So my dad called me and said, "What is this about?" I said, "Dad, if you love your life, never do this again."
Yeah.
Now, do I love my dad? I love my dad, of course. He should not die. I don't want him to die. But the thing is that my dad meant well. He didn't mean evil.
He didn't mean evil.
Just wanted to see if I was going to be having a good future.
Yeah.
But the fact that he opened that door will have allowed monitoring spirits to come and interfere with my life.
That's
and
right.
I realized that, oh my goodness, how many times has he done this in the past?
Wow.
And that could have been why I had so many challenges during that time.
That is so wild. I love when you're saying the object aspect too, because that is actually
So, when you see, you're having a lot of challenges and stuff going on, it could be someone right there praying against you, putting curses and spell, because people can speak things out of their mouth, and, it'll manifest on you. This is why we got to put the armor of God on, the shield of faith, and the belt of truth on, and keep that on to keep these things from happening in our lives, okay? But yeah, this is very, very deep. Very, very deep. And sometimes, like he said, getting these objects, bringing out, because when I came here, it was an elephant that we had from when we was together a long time ago. I saw that elephant, I said, no. I took the elephant and threw it out because, it's demonic, and it could be a reason for blockages and stuff going on in your life, so look around your home. See that you pick up anything from, some weird object, something that may look satanic or demonic. You got to rid it, because it could be the reason why you can't get one foot in front of the other. It could be that reason, that very reason. Okay? So let me see what else he said.
actually biblical, how God could sit back and not fight for you based on a cursed object.
Yeah.
It's in the Bible. It says in the battle of Ai, Joshua went to battle and they lost. They got beat so bad that Joshua ran back and they wept and cried before the Lord. They lamented. I think they put on sackcloth and just cried. And God rebuked him. "Why are you crying? Get yourself up." He says, "You have sinned. Israel has sinned. There's a cursed object in your camp. I can't fight for you." And it was Achan that had hidden treasure in two levels, one on one top level, and then one a little bit deeper. I think the silver was a little bit deeper than that top level. And it caused them to lose a battle. So think about this. As you're home, things you've grabbed from vacations, from friends, from gifts, and that's going to be a whole nother video. Learning how
Gifts,
to accept gifts
friends.
properly and who you should accept them from.
Right.
Because they can be attached with something, right?
Don't get nothing from
but
friends.
certain gifts are altars in other cultures.
Certain gifts
You
are
can
altars.
have a statue, but that's literally an altar to Buddha or
Buddha.
something.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is so powerful. So my wife had a dream, and this shows how objects can be portals to the demonic realm. Van Gogh, is it Van Gogh? Okay, Van Gogh, Starry Night, one of the most famous paintings of all time by Van Gogh. It's like little swirls of the sun, everything was swirls.
They had the
that he
painting in
created
their house.
A photo
It was
with,
demonic.
right? Or a painting. And she was taken into an encounter, and the level of demonic chatter and sound frequency that was coming out of that object was terrifying, she said.
Wow.
It was a channel, like a stream of evil. Out of the blue, she just sees it.
Wow.
Not like we have a Starry Night painting, but it's a very well-known object that a man created, And how many portals are in the world based on that painting in
Sitting in
someone's
somebody's
home?
home.
And
Sitting
you don't
in
even
somebody's-
realize that you have an open door to demonic activity because you like an artist.
Because you like an artist.
Because you like
Yep.
a photo, because you like
That's
an
why I have to-
object. You have to discern anything that comes into your dwelling because it could literally, listen guys, could be the reason God ain't fighting for you.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Based on the what Joshua went through. Hey, well, I want to fight for you, but guess what? You have a cursed item in your
Cursed
house.
item in your house.
I know this very well to be true, and I didn't even write this down as a note, but the Lord is reminding me as a child when I had action figures. I loved action figures. I would play just as with any child, right?
Yeah.
But in my heart, they became an idol. I loved
Became
them
an
so
idol.
much. It was just like, oh, it's the best thing. You know, my He-Mans, my Captain Americas, and all that stuff.
I had a son too. He used to like Spider-Man, but this is before I knew all these cartoon characters are demonic. And glad he moved away from that because sometimes these demons get into your kids. So maybe this is why when he was 5, 6 years old, he was running around the house trying to stab his sisters and brothers with a pencil, you know? And they thought my child was crazy. But it was because he loved Spider-Man so much, you know? Everything was Spider-Man. So I think this was Spider-Man that was so demonic, it got into my son. And he was chasing his siblings around with a pencil, talking about he was going to kill him. Okay? But he was a Spider-Man freak. Spider-Man freak. Get your kids away from these idols. Get your kids away from these idols. This is just portals and setups to intervene into their lives. Okay?
Right?
Yep.
Well, again, through the process of deliverance and praying prayers I ain't never prayed before, I was taken in the spirit and all my toys lined up in army formation to fight me. And I'm sitting there, I
All his
laughed at him,
toys.
like, what are you doing? And I felt how powerful
As a
witchcraft was on them, pressing
On them
against me.
toes.
And I said, oh, I had to like really take a stance of like, we're about to go to war, but these things were only that tall because of what they carried.
It was
I
only this
immediately
tall.
came to, I went up into the attic, took the whole box of toys, and I burned them in the backyard.
He
Oh
burned
my
them.
gosh, I remember a story. That happened as a kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my son.
Well, no, that happened as an adult, but I loved them as a kid. They were stored in my attic, but God had to show me they were fighting me.
Yeah, that's
They were
amazing,
fighting.
because those.
And see, I know he's not lying because when I was a kid, I used to see all kind of cartoon characters. Like when I used to be in the room and it's dark, I would see just all kind of cartoon characters appear in the room. And it was like in color form, you know what I'm saying? So I know this stuff is real. And now a lot of that stuff is making sense. Why I was laying there as a kid and looking up on the ceiling, it's cartoon characters. Like I'm watching the whole movie. And I told my sister and them about that too. I was like, I was watching the whole movie, cartoon movie, you know? But this is the effect that these cartoons have on your kids. And this is why a lot of kids are demonic, possessed, and they got these spirits on them. It's because these spirits are injected in all kind of ways. The music, the television, okay? It's all portals for demonic activity, boo. Look at your child and see how they acting. You may just have to lay hands on them and pray that spirit up out of them. It's deep.
Things often will come into our lives or enter our hearts when we are children, right? Because
Levi,
we're
salute,
innocent.
baby.
that's right.
Salute,
So
baby.
my
To
son
set up themselves.
to set you up, right? Because my son, when he was 3 years old, he started going to daycare, right? And at daycare, he had this friend who used to love Spider-Man.
Oh, wow.
So much that my son became a fanatic of Spider-Man. I mean, he could not go
That
2
brought me
minutes
back to my
without
soul when
talking
he
about
said that.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man,
And
Spider-Man.
it started to bother me a little bit. Because of course I'm thinking, okay, it's just Spider-Man. It's not.
child
like a
but now
character,
it's getting
pay
too
attention.
much.
Too much,
I mean,
yeah.
every 2 minutes, what's up?
Yeah.
So one night, we're sleeping, and my son wakes up in hysteria out of his sleep, and he just screams, "Wow! Spider! Spider! Spider!" So I flick on the lights.
Yeah.
My wife is asleep. She's panicking. So
Yeah.
she gets up. She wants to go to him. I said, no, don't go to him. Watch. Look for spiders first. Are there spiders in the crib? No spiders. I said, okay. Now watch this. Right before he started screaming, I just had a dream. And in the dream, I am leading a group of kids on the journey to destiny. And then some
It's
giants
a
came
spiritual
out,
war. Yes, it is,
right,
baby.
to block
Because
the
good
way.
and evil.
And I had enough power to beat them down, but the Lord did not give me authority to destroy them.
Wow.
So I realized that I could not land a punch on them, but they could put a hat on me.
Wow.
So I thought, what's going on here, Lord? The Lord said to me, everyone has to defeat their own giants.
Far as Halloween, I would not be participating in it because it's wicked. It's a day that a lot of the witches, the warlocks, the sorcerers, all demonic forces gonna be out, and they're gonna be doing what they do. They're gonna be doing what they do. So I don't support it at all because it's all a man-made thing. It's you're supporting demonic holiday. You know, a lot of these holidays are just demonic. It's just really a way to get evil into you. Even these haunted houses. I done heard stories about that. These haunted houses have demons all up in them, all around. We just can't see them. But it's demons sitting all around these haunted houses, okay? That's been exposed, okay? By a Satanist, by a warlock, okay? All right, so all this stuff is real, 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 is deep, and my ears is wide open, because sometimes you got to wonder and recognize what's really going on in your life and in other people's lives around us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, these cartoon characters was another way to get our kids jacked up, you know, and they inject all kind of spirits. This is why these kids growing up liking the same sex, you know, they being rebellious, you know, because they have spirits on them, demons. Okay?
You have the power, yes, but you
You
don't
gotta
have the
fight your
authority because it's not your battle.
Wow.
So Lord, why do we say lead the giants away from the kid so they can keep on marching for now? Because now you pissed them off,
Yeah.
and you have to run away. So I ran away, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as I came out of the dream, I'm laying on the bed just quietly, taking my phone, putting it down. My son screams.
Wow.
So I knew something was happening here, right? Giant,
Yeah.
Spider-Man,
Yeah.
spider.
Yeah.
So I said, son, calm down. Is there a spider here? He says, spider, and he's pointing at the pillow, and there's no physical spider on the pillow. So I remembered this is how the spider entered into Spider-Man in the movie. He came through his mouth, I believe, or his umbilical cord. What was it?
I think he bit him or
He
something.
bit him something, yeah. But he came to his bed, right?
Yeah.
And I
That's
was,
it, yeah.
oh my goodness, he's about to receive a
impartation or something,
an
yeah.
impartation. So I said, son, now pray right now and let's rebuke this thing. I won't pray for you because it's not my battle.
Yeah.
You have to defeat this yourself. So I trained my son at 2 a.m. in the morning on how to rebuke and cast out a devil of witchcraft, which he did successfully. And from that day, he never had a nightmare again.
That's powerful. That's exactly right. I mean, Isaiah, you know, it's funny, our kids are, you know, the same.
The same name.
Yeah. And he would be like, Daddy, these things are visiting me at night. What do I do? And he says, it's terrifying. I'm like, I'm going to have to teach you how to fight because I can't do it for you.
Yeah.
And I remember him saying this, which was so massive and powerful. I said, but you have to be the one to engage them and you'll see how small they are.
Yeah.
And so he remembered that the night before. And when he did, he says it shrunk down to like a little ant. And he started kicking it around the room.
Yeah.
And I was like, you see, I said, you confronted it, you dealt with it. And so teaching your children how to deal with these things is very imperative too. But it's hard to teach your child something you don't even know.
That's right.
Because most of the church thinks that this is not even real.
Yeah.
You know, but these situations, these objects, as we're talking right now, the battle of AI, all of this stuff right here, hey, you have to check yourself. When God showed me that I needed to deal with something I loved as a childhood, and it was still, even though it was in the attic, it was still in my home.
Yeah.
And it still carried an atmosphere. And so I knew that there was a cleaning house that was taking place because our home later became a very strong open heaven where there were angelic visitations. The Lord would visit me, many encounters. For over 700 days, I had encounters. But I believe that it was a clearing away also that made it easier for those interactions to take place, right?
That's right.
And so it just so happens that burning things of witchcraft and idols happened in Paul's time. And they burned it in the center.
So yeah, get rid of anything that, you know, is demonic in your household. You know, don't take a lot of gifts from people, from friends, just all out the blue. Cause you know, my sister had, you know, a friend that was supposed to be her Betsy. And guess what? She was trying to bring her gifts. And guess what? This girl practiced witchcraft. Okay? And what she was trying to do was placed, some kind of witchcraft on my sister or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But we all have the spirit of discernment that God has blessed us with. So she recognized that. So don't take no gifts from no friend. So why you giving me a gift? Why? Why didn't you bring? No, hell no, 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 no. Red flags. Draw out the red flags on that. Okay. So we have to be mindful of what we watch, what our kids watch, because now I'm getting away from a lot of movies that's got a lot of sexual activity because I don't want to poison my brain looking at fornication. So Tubi, is one thing, I'm gonna have to get away from. I'm trying to get into more things that's gonna feed my spirit and feed my soul. That's not feed my spirit. It's not feed my soul. All it's doing is keeping me in a messed up state, of trying to, avoid it, So I have to watch what I do too, and we all have to watch what we watch because a lot of this stuff is just a setup from the enemy. It's just a setup from the enemy. But yeah, so when I ran across that, I ran across a lot of that in my life. You know what I'm saying? Job losses, job failures. You know what I'm saying? Being set up by the enemy. But this was all people right there in my circle praying against me, wishing bad on. Because see, that first couple of weeks I got that job, $4 an hour, and my husband went to telling everybody in the camp, oh, she got a job, $4 an hour, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? That job didn't even last long. Because you know what? People envy that. People was jealous and people started praying against it. Okay? So what happened was when I got to the job, it was a demon on the job that was over the department. Wicked white broad, wicked, 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 wicked. And for some reason, she did not like me at all. I guess I was just too cute for her. I don't know. But, she asked me to go to the night shift. I said, no, I don't want to do night shift. And then just all kind of stuff started transpiring after that. You know what I'm saying? So you go on a job, you try to talk to people, or, you know what I'm saying, but I know you over the department, but we need to communicate or whatever. So she's trying to avoid me, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta watch how people move on jobs too. You know what I'm saying? So that job did not last long because it was too many enemies there. Same people sitting there, and also a black girl. She stabbed in the back. Now she sits there on her phone doing what she do, and then come to find out, she the same one talking about, oh well, she was on her phone, but baby, this was an emergency phone call, and you sit here on your phone texting, doing whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? So when you got enemies working against you, and then you not prayed up, you know what I'm saying? So these type of things was happening. You know what I'm saying? I was getting attacked left and right, but it was all people around me praying, envious, jealous, hating. So sometimes this is why we have to be quiet, and not let these people know around us, hey, what's going on, and just be quiet because they will instantly start setting up altars and praying against you, and even spitting word curses. Words can be curses. You can say, oh, I curse this person's life. They will never succeed. They will never manifest anything in their life. They will struggle the rest of their days. And if that person is not equipped and armed, baby, guess what? Those word curses can manifest. You ever had somebody give you the evil eye? Oh, I had it. A close friend of the hubby's gave me the evil eye, probably spitting all kind of curses because she's demonic and God got a place for her too, you know. But yeah, you got to be mindful of this. But I was around a bunch of wicked people out of the will of the Lord. All they worrying about is drink, 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 party, 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 and worship the devil, you know? So this is kind of people I had in my circle, you know what I'm saying? So now, when you realize and recognize, hey, these people don't mean you no damn good, you got to move away from these people. These people are envious and jealous. They wishy-washy. They sometime it, you know? They're not going to like none of your posts. They're not going to support nothing. The ones that's for you, they're going to support you. They're not gonna just they liking everybody else stuff, but you got stuff up, but they won't like nothing of yours. These are your enemies. These are your enemies. And sometimes these people can be in your family. So Next week, I'm going to be fasting and praying. Anyone got my name at an altar? Anyone plotting against me? They may find themselves, you know, somewhere they don't want to be. Okay? Because I'm going to defeat the enemy at all costs. And I'm going to burn down all these altars against me. These folks are going to meet their demise because I'm going to pray the same prayer that this man prayed. And hopefully they get the warning. Hopefully they get the warning. Like that man told him, hey, it's a fire around you, around that man. You better go talk to him. He finna die. Because I'm going to pray that all their efforts are cursed, they're cursed, their family's cursed, their kids is cursed, and the person that placed the curse them, blind them, and let them die. Okay? So this is just a fair warning to anyone working against me. That can be on here, off here, in my circle. Someone just don't even know me personally, but just envy me for no reason. I'm going to be praying like a son of a gun and fasting, and everything that they spit out against me and towards me is going to come right back to them with full force. So this is just a fair warning. I suggest that you move away from your wicked ways, your envy and jealousy towards me. Whatever altar you have, whatever bondage you think you may have me in, you're going to reap the wrath of God. Because from this day forward, starting Monday, I'm going to be on a 30-day fast and prayer against the enemy, the attacks of the enemy, any altar set up in place against me, anybody speaking against my name, negative, they may drop dead. They may just drop dead. And that's just on everything I love. Because at some point in your life, you have to stop these people. You have to stop the enemy, whether it's seen or unseen. Okay? I'm going on 30-day fast and prayer. And these people are going to be stopped and they're going to be annihilated in the spirit. Okay? And you know it's real and you know it happens because this man is a living testament of it. Living testimony of it. They're going to reap their fate. They will get off my neck. They will get off my back. They will be blind. I don't care if God blinds them. Let them wake up, Father, cannot even see the next morning, Father. Blind them. Let them drop dead of a heart attack, Father. Let them drop dead, Father. Whatever you got to do, Father, to get them off your child, we're going to pray, and we're going to be in prayer and supplication for 30 days. And I want you to expose till I see it happening. I want you to expose my enemy, expose whoever praying against me, expose the envious, jealous, wicked ones. Okay? Curse them, curse their kids, kids. I don't care. Because right now, I've been in bondage too long, and right now, it's time to do something else. It's time to do something else against the wicked ones. They praying against my channel. Even the ones praying against my channel, they may drop dead. They may drop dead because I'm including all that in there. Anyone envious, jealous, praying against anything I got going on, they may just drop dead of a heart attack. They may go blind. I don't care. But all I know, the enemy is going to get under thy feet, and the enemy is going to get from around me. Okay? So I'm going to take this up in the spirit, because this is where this is clearly happening in the spirit. See, sometimes, thank you, baby. God bless you too, Lazaro. Yes, the Lord is coming. Sometimes, we got to take this thing up in the spirit realm. We got to say, Lord, this is what's happening, and I need this to stop. I need you to expose them. Expose my enemies. I don't care if it's a person closer to me, next to me, blood member, family member, anything. Expose them, blind them, curse them, cast them to the pits of hell, let them drop dead. Okay? So this is what I got to go through and do. Okay? This is what I got to do. And I got to expel any demons, any demonic forces. I got to expel them. Okay? Because guess what? They're around, they're lurking, and they're monitoring. Do I from? Oh, you mean where I'm from? I'm from Louisiana, baby. Louisiana. Hold up, y'all. See, God has a way of uh letting his children know what's going on, just like, when I was oh, you from France? Salute from France, like my sister, when she called and told me, this was like months ago, when I was in that situation, that she had a bunch of snakes up under her house in a dream. Okay? So she called me and told me, girl, I had a dream. I mean, like hundreds of snakes. Like, it was so many snakes up under the house. Okay? So these snakes is a representation of evil, enemies. Okay? So he was not only, because, my sister and them have enemies too, her and her husband. They have a lot of enemies, a lot of people praying against them. This is why I keep my family prayed up too. I keep them prayed up too, because, when you succeed and elevate in life and you're having things, and a lot of people, they know are their enemies, because they let it be known, you know. And sometimes, my sister have to school her husband, because a lot of men, they don't know. We are here to protect them. And when we sense, hey, this person is wicked and this person is not for you, sometimes y'all need to take heed, you know. So sometimes, we have to step in like, oh no, this person is not for you. They wicked and they praying against you, you know. So y'all men got to, get the chip off your shoulder and listen to your woman sometime, Listen to your woman sometime. We're not here to hurt you. So when she told me that, I was like, girl, you gotta be kidding me, girl. A bunch of snakes, huh? She said, yeah, girl. She said, it was so many of them, but this was God letting her know that it was enemies. Okay? And like I said, he's going to warn his people, his children, you know. He's going to warn you. Now, it's up to us to figure it out, what's going on. Don't just take it, oh, I had a dream of a bunch of snakes, and just wake up and thinking it's nothing. No. It's a sign of the enemy is near. Just like I was having the snake strolled out and seeing dead snakes, the enemy was near. It was God throwing it in my face, smearing it in my face, you know? So we have to open our minds up and brains up, but these people shall perish. And I'm going to make sure that they perish, because after 30 days of prayer, and see, fasting is nothing to me because I don't eat nothing anyway. I don't eat anything anyway. I'm going to be fasting up until 12 o'clock, fasting and praying, and I'm going to try to orchestrate my YouTube in between that. But fasting and praying and asking God to, I'm not a bro, and don't come here talking about no bro, because that's going to get you in time out. You see, you're one of the ones that we have to pray for, that God give you wisdom, discernment, be able to discern, So this is why, but we're not going to cast you into hates. We're not going to cast you to the lake of sulfur for that, because, this is what the enemy wants. He wants you to be blinded, okay? Raziki, okay? So be careful what you say, be careful what you speak, Okay, because a lot of y'all are blinded. Okay, you're so blinded, and God said a lot of people's going to perish for the lack of knowledge. They're going to perish because they see things going on in their life. They see their lives ain't going nowhere, and they keep having misfortunes, limitations, and blockages, but they refuse to seek and find out what's going on in their lives. God says, seek and you shall find. Find out what's going on in your life. Find out why you got to stand still. Find out. It may be a very object that you done picked up that's blocking God from entering into your life, you know? So we have to be mindful of that. But if I see anyone dying or passing in 30 days, but hopefully that don't happen. Hopefully God give them a warning. And I'll make sure, because I don't want nobody to die or pass. But if you trying to block my life and block my destiny, then you must die. You must go. In the spirit, you must go. And I'm going to pray 30 days, 30 nights, whatever I have to do to get the monkey and the devil off my back, because you don't know who's praying against you. So you just have to take it up in the spirit. And hopefully these people be convicted, and hopefully God send fire around their altars, that their altars blow up right there in their face. Something happens to let them know, oh no, it's the fire of God around her. We can no longer do this, or we will die. We're going to die. Okay? And it's just what's going to happen. Because at some point, the enemy got to let up. You got to let up. All right? So Halloween is wicked. Halloween is satanic. Halloween is not something that you want to dip and dab in. Because right now, Halloween is just an open portal. An open portal. You don't know if especially if you got your kids going out getting candy and stuff, you don't know what kind of spells and curses they bring it back from the candies, from the goodies. I know it's fun, exciting, but hey, these things are wicked. Halloween is so wicked. And the witches, the warlocks, the sorcerers, they're going to be out, and they're going to be putting spells and curses on people. Stay out of these haunted houses, because guess what? It's been exposed already. It's demons all up in there. It's demons. If your eyes could really see the unseen, see, we just operating in the flesh. But if your eyes could really see the unseen and walk in some of these establishments and see these demons sitting all around, it will blow your head off. It will blow your wig back. Okay? If we could see the unseen. All right? So we're going to cast out demons, and we're going to cast out all that, and we're going to send them to the pits of hell and cast them to the hellfire, because they have no hold over our life, So this is a fair warning to anyone, anyone, if you don't want to be taken away, abruptly, and I'm not praying and wishing that on nobody, but I'm praying that God warn them first to move away from their wicked ways and get up off my child, or you will see the wrath of God. I don't care which way it go, but all I'm doing is taking it up to the Father. And I'm asking that anyone that's projecting evil towards me, that they die. That everything they do is cursed. They're blinded. They're blinded. Okay? And I cast them to the pits of hell. I cast them to the abyss. I cast them to the lake of sulfur. Okay? All right? I cast them to the lake of sulfur. All right? The enemy will not have a hold on me. The enemy will not have a hold on me. Okay? And this is on everything I love. So I may be surprised. I may be surprised of who may be convicted in the process. I don't know. Hi. But I don't wish bad on nobody. I don't want nobody to, life to end abruptly, but they're going to get up off of me with their altars and all that. But see, these demons in the spirit, we got to take that up in the spirit. That's the only way to fight them, is in the spirit. But I just wanted to share that, signs of monitoring spirits. This is what GMB teaches: to pray against your enemies, destroy them with the Lord. Absolutely. And this is, what I'm going to do: destroy them with the Lord, because I know someone's praying against me. You know, it's not as bad as it was, but I know that I have to still stay prayed up every day. Because, see, when the enemy knows your destiny is great, your destiny is bright, they're going to be relentless in attacking you. So this is why we have to annihilate them. We got to get them gone by all means necessary. We got to annihilate them. We cannot let them win the battle. Okay? They're going to release my blessings. They're going to release my destiny, or they shall die. They will be cast into the abyss. They will collide with the rock of ages. Okay? They're going to burn forever and ever and ever. That's their eternity, because they're wicked. God said, suffer not a witch to live. Suffer not a witch to live. Okay? So any witches, warlocks, and it's probably just women. Most of my enemies are demonic females. And it may be some envious men too. I don't know. But whoever, whatever, however, I'm rebuking, I'm blinding, I'm cursing, I'm annihilating every enemy attack against me. Yeah, get them gone, get them gone. Because you know what? When you can't come correct, then we just got to get you gone, baby. Okay? So choose your words wisely. Choose your words wisely. Okay? Don't get cast into a place where you just be hidden from the channel. I call it the lake of fire, because you're suffering to get the word out, but you can't. You may type, you may do whatever, but no one sees you. No one cares. No one sees you. And this is the same torment that we have to face in hell. No one can save us. Okay? Once we're there, we're there. Okay? So choose your words wisely, and ask God to place the Holy Spirit inside of you, because you don't want to be one of those people that's being preyed upon, that's being wicked. Yeah, eye for an eye. Eye for an eye. So see, this is what a lot of us are battling: spiritual warfare. We're dealing with people right there in the household praying against us. Your friends, your best friends, your besties, your homies, praying against you. They don't want to see you win, elevate. You know, they're going to automatically spit, oh, they finna do this and do that. Oh, that ain't going to work out. Those things manifest and work. And you wonder why you were so fired up for a project or an endeavor, and then it just falls right through the goddamn gone hole. Because someone you let know what's going on in your world. And see, this is my problem too. Sometimes we just have to sit back and just wait till it happens before we even expose it. Because, like he said, it could be a bird sitting out there, or take all your dreams and goals, endeavors back to these monitoring spirits. So don't think that bird is sitting there on your patio for a reason. He might be a monitoring spirit. Don't think that black cat that just walked up in your yard there just because he just lost. No. Might be a monitoring spirit, because see, these witches and warlocks, they can come into a form of a cat, a dog, a wolf, a snake. I mean, all kind of ways they can do it. I mean, astral projection is so real. And I remember one time I wanted to astral project because I didn't know no better. I was like, yes, I want to go to another dimension, to another world, just float in the clouds, but not knowing, no. I don't want to astral project, because you know what? I may find myself at Satan's table, you know? because they have meetings up there, wherever they at in the demonic realm. They sitting at tables having meetings, you know, getting assignments placed on them, you know. Well, you go here, check out Ricky Rush Church. You go out here and check out Creflo Dollar Church. Go infiltrate the squad. You know what I'm saying? So this is why a lot of these pastors having issues and problems too, because a lot of their camps are being infiltrated by the enemy. By the enemy. You know? And it's mainly because they not moving right. They're wicked in some kind of way. And they was just called and not chosen. And they're just up there for a title and just to get lavish living and lavish luxuries. You know? They're not just, there just to really send people to heaven, you know? Now, the only pastor I did see help was Ricky Rush when I was a part of his organization years ago. Yes, I was sitting there and he done paid people plane fares back, he just called them out, he asked, y'all from out of town, blah, blah, they from out of town, and God put it on his heart. I didn't see him pay people rent. I didn't see him do things, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I didn't mind giving to the organization. And when I was giving and paying my tithes, yes, I was being blessed, tremendously. No matter what kind of allegations came about years later, you know, because he has to answer to God for that. But I know when I was planting my seed there, my seed was growing, and I was seeing it happening immediately. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna cast him out. You know what I'm saying? But I have to ask God to lead my spirit to where He want me to go and make my church home. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to be getting to these pastors that's just all for self and they're not helping, and I can't see, you physically doing. And then one thing about him, you can touch him, you can, talk to him. You want a pastor like that. You don't want a pastor like T.D. Jakes. You can't touch him. He can't do, nothing. You can't have no communication with him. You know what I'm saying? So you want to find your church home that pastor's going to interact with you too. So I done been to T.D. Jake church too, but it was not the spirit. No Diddy. And come to find out, he's homeboys with Diddy. What a predator. And he's supposed to be a man of God, which I knew it was something demonic about him anyway. I knew something wasn't right about him. He's twisted in all kind of ways, you know. He's twisted in all kind of ways too. So upon me going to the ministry, I saw how he was moving and the way he treated the congregation led me to believe and know that no, this is not the ministry I want to be a part of. Because you know what? He's wicked. All he's worrying about is a bunch of offering plates, and he's not leading nobody to where they need to go. Because I don't hear him talking about no spiritual warfare, spiritual battles, what people is really facing and battling against. You know? So you have to let God lead you and guide you. But when I went to Ricky Rush Church, yeah, I felt the spirit there, even though he had all these allegations against him. Later on, but not while I was a part of the organization. But yeah, I felt the spirit there. You know, I felt the Holy Ghost there. I saw the work he was doing. I saw that I can walk up, touch him, talk to him, ask him to pray for me if I need to. Because I don't want to be giving my tithes and stuff and then, hey, I don't see you helping nobody in the organization. You know? I didn't see T.D. Jake saying, hey, come up here and, let me touch you, talk to you, or talk in his organization. You know what I'm saying? And they can actually touch him. He's too scared somebody going to take him out, because he's so wicked. He's so wicked, And a lot of them people in the church, they're going to be led to the pits of hell because they're following a man that was not even chosen. He's just called to do something just so he can furnish his lavish life, his jets. And then I think somebody asked that pastor for help. But, he said if you're not paying your tithes there, he won't help you. You have to be an active tithe. You know what I'm saying? So this is not a church you want to be a part of too, because why should I have to pay my tithes here for you to help? Because those tithes are for you to help. even if I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's situation is different, So you can't condemn people because they're not paying your tithe, but they need help. So a lot of these pastors will turn you away for that. They'll go back and look you up. Is this an active tithe member? And if you're not, they're going to shut the door in your face. So no, I would not. Okay? I would not. All these people's going to do is tell you, say the sinner's prayer, and your soul is saved. And when you close your eyes, you got demons waiting at your bedside to take your soul right to the pits of hell. Just like that. Because we're part of an organization that's just feeding us bull crap, drama, and garbage. And not telling us, not getting down to the real nitty gritty. Not getting down to the real nitty gritty. These pastors will have you lost out here. These pastors will have you so lost, they will have you thinking you could just say the sinner's prayer and still live a life of fornication, adultery, murder, lying, cheating, whatever your sin is. Well, you said the sinner's prayer. You're going to get your angel wings. No. So we just have to open our eyes up to a lot of things and beware of the people around us. Because this is where these monitoring spirits come from. People that can touch you, know your information, everything. And they sit back and monitor, okay, well, they got this plan. Let's go ahead on and set an altar up and curse it. Curse the plan. Curse the assignment. And you'd be surprised. It could be your brother, your sister, your cousin, your best friend, you know. But anyway, guys, I just got on here to just, spread that, let y'all know, stay prayed up. If you feel like you are stuck in life, you battling demons, go to God, pray, ask Him to expose your enemies. See, if I did a psychic read now, but they did say most of my troubles are over. Most of my troubles are over, but I'm not tapping into that because that's divination, it's satanic. Okay? I'm not going to tap into that bull crap. I'm going to fight these enemies and I'm going to take their head off. I'm going to annihilate them at all costs, okay? So this is what's going to happen starting Monday. Prayer and supplication. I don't know what time I'm going to do it, but I got to devote time to make it happen. Because these people must be cast into the pits of hell. Anyone that's pursuing your life, pursuing your dreams, pursuing your goals, pursuing your destiny, and they're using it for their own good and selfish purposes, they must go. They must go. So this is a fair warning. This is a fair warning to anyone, and I'm gonna get off of here off of this one here. Anyone working against me, anyone with my name twisted all up in their gums and mouth, and pursuing my destiny at all costs, and you have been sent on assignment to destroy my efforts, make sure all your stuff is paid up. Okay? Because the prayer that I'm going to pray is going to break the chains. It's going to break the chains. And you will have no choice but to set me free. Okay? So, beware of what you're doing. I ask that you move away from it. Get me off your altars. Get me out your tongue. Get me out your mouth. Because you might just drop dead of a heart attack. I don't know. But all I know, it works. Because if this man wouldn't have got up out of that, he was going to die of a heart attack. Because you know what? That man of God, He prayed, and I'm cursing and blinding my enemies, and I'm casting them to their maker Satan. And I'm going to curse them. I'm going to blind them. In the power and the blood of the Holy Spirit, move away from me. Get up off my neck. Get up off my back. Or you will no longer be able to do anything ever, ever again. You will be stopped in your tracks. This is your girl, So Real. Just sharing a fair warning to all the enemies that's pursuing me and got me at their altars. Your day has come. Your day has come. Okay? Prayers going up, fasting going up, starting Monday. Okay? So you feel your heart getting tight and your heart getting, a little like you just losing your breath. But you will be revealed. This is your girl. Salute. Peace out.